I'm Edwin Warfield, the publisher of City Biz, and I'm honored today to interview Steve Spaeder, who is a principal and senior partner at Equus Capital Partners. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to spend a little bit of time with you today.
Can you provide an introduction to your role and responsibilities at Equus Capital Partners?
Yes, Equus Capital Partners. I joined the firm in 1988, right out of college, and between now and then, my role's changed quite a bit. Currently, my role is I have a primary responsibility for acquisitions and asset management. In addition, I'm the president of the real estate development company, and I sit on the firm's investment committee.
And can you provide a snapshot of Equus Capital Partners and its portfolio?
Sure. Equus Capital Partners is a privately owned and operated real estate development and investment company. We invest on behalf of pension funds and endowment funds, private equity. We are in our 12th number fund, which represents 14 different funds, which have been initiated, invested, most of which have already been closed out. But currently, we are investing on behalf of fund number 12.
And could you provide some of the recent deals that you've structured?
Recent deals include primarily our most recent deal activity has been focused in the industrial and multifamily. From an historic point of view, we've done a lot of office transactions, but we really transitioned out of office 6 or 7 years ago with a greater focus towards industrial. Those recent industrial deals include larger portfolio transactions where we have invested on behalf of the fund. And because of the size of those transactions, we've done quite a bit of co-investment for some of these larger industrial transactions. Among the industrial transactions, they have been more smaller bay, smaller tenant, last mile type infill type locations, and where we've really seen strong rental growth and been able to grow NOI.
So you've been at Equus Capital Partners since 2000. Can you provide some important milestones over the last 23 years?
Yeah, when with them began with 1988. 2000 was really when we changed the name to Equus Capital Partners. But important milestones. We've done 6 or 7 different funds. We've invested $3.5 to $4 billion in that time frame of equity in that time frame. Important milestones from a development point of view is 2000 was about when we built our first trophy quality office building, ground up. It was 300,000 square foot building in West Conshohocken. In 2005, we commenced a major mixed use development, which we're presently in our last phase of. So that's been 20 years in the making. In 2007, we built the first as a developer, the first spec lead office building. Interestingly, now on the tail end of a 20-year mixed-use project, we're building the region's first mass timber office building.
So tell us about the mass timber office building at Ellis Preserve. Tell us about the details of that project.
Yeah, well, Ellis Preserve, as mentioned, is really is a mixed-use community, 200 acres infill, suburban Philadelphia. It constitutes adaptive reuse, historic renovation, retail, ground up office, build to suit office, headquarters office, fitness. It really offers every possible development that we can think of when we talk about real estate development as single family housing, multifamily. So it really does have everything that we talk about in real estate development. The development is a cohesive development. In my view, it's the only truly mixed use live, work, play development in the Philadelphia region. It has 2 million feet of office. It has 700 residents, 2 hotels, 200,000 feet of retail, including Whole Foods, and 10 different restaurants. It really is a live, work, play community. The last phase is now underway, and the mass timber building that I referenced is really the capstone of that project. And we became interested in the mass timber opportunities from an aesthetic point of view several years ago when we developed our own headquarters, where we had an opportunity to make use of reclaimed wood that was available from another project that we were developing. And once we completed the project with extensive use of mass timber and exposed woods, our customers, our investors, our lenders all were really taken by the beauty of the project. It led us to do additional research on the utility of wood, or in this case, mass timber, in commercial purposes. We've seen it applied in universities and public spaces, but would this be a viable material in commercial office? And after extensive research and the delays brought on by COVID, that kind of caused us, slowed our ability to commence an office project. We think we figured it out, and what we figured out, even more importantly than the aesthetic opportunities, were the sustainability aspects of the mass timber. And I can get into more of that if you're interested or if you want to, but I've concluded that this is how the future of office buildings will be. This is what it will be. It's aesthetically, architecturally, it's more beautiful. It offers carbon reduction opportunities. It's known for carbon sequestration within the wood. It's fire resistant, probably performs in a fire better than steel, which might melt. And it offers so many benefits. Essentially the two biggest contributors to carbon, as steel and concrete, are used minimally or not at all in mass timber construction. So I think that a lot of things that we think and talk about in terms of sustainability and ESG development, this is an opportunity that mass timber provides, and this is at the forefront. We're the only ones in the Northeast doing it at this point, and I think that before long, everybody's going to take notice, and this is going to be the emphasis for mass timber for office development.
And so, where's Equus Capital Partners exploring opportunities now? Where do you see the interest?
Well, again, it's been 30 plus years. We have always tried to keep a focus on, where the market is going, and we try to get there ahead of time. The old Wayne Gretzky, why is he so good? Because he anticipates where the puck's going to be. We like to think that we do that. We were 70% office owner investors 20 years ago. About 7 to 10 years ago, we felt like that market was moving away from us, and that the bigger opportunities would be in multifamily and industrial. We moved in that direction. Our portfolio composition is 80% industrial and multifamily today, 20% office and other. Right now we continue to see strength in industrial and in multifamily, and we're happy with the returns we're getting in those markets. We think that strength will continue in spite of the overall, general downturn that we're feeling now that's associated with interest rates. We think that the strength, the user demand, will remain strong, particularly in multifamily. And I think that maybe some inventory has to run out on some industrial before we're going to get back to a development cycle. But, we think that both those continue to be strong performers for us.
So is there any part of the Equus Capital Partners story or your personal story that you'd like to share with us that you haven't shared?
Well, I mean, we're basically we're privately owned and operated. I think we have a very family-oriented mentality here. The principals of the firm have been together since 1980s. We have a second generation of owners that have recently become part of the ownership structure of the firm, and collectively, our average tenure is over 20 years. So we just really have a great track record of continuity, of rewarding people for good performance, and the result is that we maintain people for a long time. They're loyal to the company, they're loyal to our investors, and as a result, we have maintained long positive relationships with not just the employees, but ultimately it's about the investors.
Well, Steve, I want to thank you for your time and sharing your personal journey and the story of Equus Capital Partners. We wish you the best of luck and keep us apprised as you move forward with your ongoing developments.
Thank you. Thank you very much.